Hey, just thought with Jason. I just came back from the dentist, and while I was at the dentist, he told me an interesting story. He said that I asked if they have a lot of deer out that way, and they said because they were talking about something with so many deer across, and I said, really, you have a lot? And he said, well, they're just not so smart. In my yard, I have blueberries, I have apple trees, there's a cornfield right there. There's actually a little bit of a dam, like they can get water. But you know what? When they go across the road, it's not. It's just some fields that are empty and there's a couple trees and stuff. But there's not any of the food or the water, the sustenance they need. And he said, but lo and behold, we've had 3 or 4 die right outside my house trying to cross the road. And I just, yeah, I felt like saying, aren't the chickens supposed to do that? Is that what we're asking? Like, why'd the chicken cross the road? Instead, it was the deer. And it made me start to think, about how many times we look and we say, God, you have given us so much, thank you. And yet instead of staying in that thank you, we go and say, I'm not content. I'm not going to be able to stay in this place that you have provided. We wander, we sin, I preached a couple weeks ago and I mentioned about the lure of the sirens, and I think that happens to us sometimes too. We want, not necessarily what's going on, but we hear this call and we're like, I just got to listen to this. Philippians 4:10-13 talks about this, and it talks about how he says, I've learned to be content, and whether with a lot or whether with a little. And then the verse 13 is often misquoted, often taken out of context, which is one thing Nate talked about on Sunday. And he said, the new NIV translation says, I can do all this through Christ who gives me strength. And even if he said, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, the context is, whether I have a lot or have a little, God, I'm trusting in you to provide for what we need. And I think a lot of times we don't do that. We end up getting sucked away from where God is, and we end up, either in death or close to death, experiences, spiritually at least, of places. And God says, I have so much more for you. Look what I've provided for you. So we have that choice. Do we want to stay where the goodness is, or do we want to wander up on the road and see what else is going on up there? We have that choice too. And my prayer is that you today will make the right choice and will do the things that need to be done. So just a thought, thinking about deer. Bye.